Hi to society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we're checking out TWICE Jihyo ATM, and all I can say is pray for me because I'm gonna need it. There's no way that I get out of this without gay panicking, having talent envy, generally questioning how I exist in the same timeline as Jihyo. Just normal, completely healthy things. I don't want to say I'm not looking forward to this because that's not true. I do want to hear this full song. I am worried though. Yep. I do love how dreamy this starts though.
All the way up, no one does like we do. All in my bag, throw it in the bag. On top, we the best. Don't stop, keep it coming. Wet and loud, they love that I'm classy. They love what I do. Friends in every country, numbers off the roof. You be good for good life if I'm next to you. We go another round cause they can't get enough.
I love that we at the beginning with the hums, right? And we have all the vocals like layering in, right? Like it just builds so beautifully. And then we have some layered vocals happening there in the verses, but she doesn't need to flex that much. Like I know that she's always going to show up with 1,000% because Jihyo, right? Like she's never missed an opportunity to be like, I am absolutely going to blow the minds of every single person who hears me. But like the flip ups, the little like vibrato moments, just the right, the little like she's flipping up, but she's also softening out the sound, right? Like she's just letting it dissipate. And then there are other moments where she's just lightening up her voice. It's being very airy in comparison to these moments where she has a lot of good closure with her vocal cords. Like she's just doing a little bit of everything. And we're like 30 seconds in. And just the dreamiest sound with the production. Little vocal fry there.
They love that I'm classy, they love what I do. Friends in every country, numbers off the roof. You be good for good life if I'm next to you. We go another round cause they can't get enough.
Her vocal tone.
Addicted to me. Yeah. ATM, flawless when we go. Shine like golden market. ATM, I've been keeping my eyes on you. No, you got eyes on me too. I got all the moves. Minus touch, got you coming back for more. Addicted to me. Yeah. ATM, yeah.
I also love that we have such a like staccato delivery of that melody, right? Like the step up with that staccato, like it's like captivating. I feel like just having the break in that melody instantly grabs attention, and then also is showing again the kind of vocal control that she has. Now I know that she has phenomenal vocal control, but I just feel like it's such a like flex for that because there's nowhere for her to set up those notes. Usually when you do like a vocal run, you're playing off of the other notes to get you from one note to the other, right? Like you're doing vocal runs where you're going between a bunch of different notes. It's all sliding together like more, right? Or she's doing that kind of walk up. The like M sound, you can hum your way into finding the right note so that you're not sharp or flat. But then after that, when it's just that O sound, she just has to hit that note. And I feel like that's baffling to me. Someone who at some point would have called themselves a singer to some capacity, obviously not to the caliber or popularity of any of the members of TWICE, but she just has to hit that note. She just has to be on the right note while she's doing that because there's nothing for her to play off of or use as like an assist to get to the right note. She just has to do it. And that just is, I know I went into this and I'm like, she's going to make me question whether or not I've ever sang a note properly in my life. And I knew that. And yet we're here. Also, I love the like Midas touch of everything she touches turns to gold, right? Love a bunch of the imagery. I even like the repetition there, the like eyes, right? So having that sound repeated, it's the staccato kind of glitch she's putting into her voice, but it also is grabbing attention in a different way, right? Whereas the vowel that she's elongating out into that kind of step up pattern is leaving space in the song, and that's what's grabbing attention. The kind of speed up repetition is like doing it in a different way and like contrasting with that, which I love. And I also love that we have this open vowel for that step up pattern, and then here the I sound is like, well, technically it's a diphthong, but again, I don't need to get like linguist on you, but it's like a much narrower sound, and it's a little bit harder for you to do a lot melodically with a much like kind of tighter sound or like narrower sound. So I like that we're using that for this kind of like repetition where it's just supposed to be snappy in the delivery, and I think it works really well with that. Shine like a marquee, like come on, it's fine, everything's fine. I'm not overwhelmed in any way. I don't know why you would assume that. I will listen to it again though.
Getting up, coming back for more. Oh, oh, addicted to me. ATM, flawless when we go. Oh, oh, shine like golden moon.
There's a little bit of a bend in it, but like still.
I've been keeping my eyes on you. No, you got eyes on me too. I got all the moves. Midas touch, got you coming back for more. Oh, oh, addicted to me. ATM, yeah. 24/7, I'm all at the midnight. I go crazy, don't feel lazy. I'm your 9 to 5. I am basic, I'm my AC while I'm looking like a dime. God, I'm going crazy. I do like it's a hobby, yeah. Love is so golden, yeah. Diamond devotion, yeah. You on your knees, cause you wanting more. This ass, put down haters, put them on blast. Bring that drama, blowing up tracks. No cap, all facts. No, they love that I'm class.
What are we doing? What? No, I've never sang before. I've never sang a song. Clearly, there's no way that I have ever sang a note properly because I wasn't doing any of that. I had my moments, okay? I'm not trying to be like, I don't have any talent or whatever. I was not singing like that. There's a reason that one of us is touring around being a performer and one of us is listening to music and talking about stuff on the internet. I'm just self-aware. What? Okay, I don't even know where to start. She's doing too much. Like the vocal runs, the flip up. There are moments where we got like a little bit of a belting tone and she just dropped it in. Like she wasn't doing anything crazy with it. She just put a little bit more like oomph behind some of the notes. I also like the I'm your 9 to 5. I should be taking most of your attention, right? You should be paying attention to me and caring about me and knowing about me as like a full-time job. Like if I'm in your life, you'd better treat it like a full-time job. And even they'll ace it, all like the diamond imagery and like shining and everything. Like there's too much. Even though like I do it like it's a hobby, right? Of like her being, I was gonna say that girl because it's one of the lyrics that she sings, but her, like the comparison there of if I'm in your life, you're gonna have to treat it like a full-time job. You better treat it that way because like it deserves that kind of respect. But then contrast that with me being that girl, I do it like a hobby though. It's easy. Like I'm just doing it for fun. So I love having the play off of that. There's so much she's doing with her voice though. I don't even know where to start. We're gonna be here a minute. Sorry. A little bit of cry there. Softens it out so much there. Like the hums in the back. And then the little like break, she's doing so much. Like we have more of the closure there, and then she puts like a little bit of a belting tone into one of the lines, and then she softens out so much. And there's like breathiness. We also have some vocals being layered up, and then there she's getting more into her like full closure of the vocal cords, where we're getting a little bit of that vibrato happening. And then the like on your knees, and like she's flipping up, there's a little bit of a break there when she's flipping up into that mix head voice sound. Not gonna talk about how that's a lyric in this because I don't have anything I would like to share with the class about how I feel about that lyric at this particular juncture. There's just so much. There's so much that she's doing. And again, like, even she's just like doing like a hop. She's doing it like it's easy. Like, she's just having fun. She's just playing around. And I'm like, I couldn't even sing that if how much time and practice I would have to put in to do that. And I understand that she's been performing for a long time. She's put in the hours to be able to sing like that. But dang, I like that blowing up charts. I love all the vocals layered in back.
Coming back for more. Addicted to me. ATM, flawless when we go.
Little vocal runs in the back.
I've been keeping my eyes on you. Know you got eyes on me too. I got all the moves. Minus touch, got you coming back for more. Addicted to me. ATM.
Like, she's just putting those vocal runs in the back. There were some that were like buried in the back of the production, like the layered vocals that are happening. I think it's so good to soften out the overall sound and make it dreamy. I also love that the song is dreamy because the whole point of it is I'm a dream, right? That's kind of like the vibe of this, of I am that girl. And you should know who I am and you should give me the respect that you deserve, right? So I love that the overall feeling of the production of this song is so dreamy, and having those layered vocals being very soft and breathy just really softens out the overall sound, and it allows her to have a little bit of a heavier, darker sound in some parts of it. It just contrasts nicely with that. And then she has these moments where she really lightens up her voice and puts that breathiness into it. But she's just throwing those vocal runs in there. It's fine. I'm not jealous. I don't even care.
I got all the moves. Minus touch, got you coming back for more. Addicted to me. ATM, make you wanna lock it down and get back yourself. Focus on me. I'll make you lose your mind. Yeah, I'll be the one you can forget if you give me everything you know. What we got could be the best. And if you love me, you can bet I got you with that good life. Make you want.
I just like all of that. The brightening up her voice, the vocal run where she was like, I'm gonna just keep going. I'm gonna give you all of the notes. We're gonna walk down, we're gonna walk back up. Who even cares? Just do all of it. I mean this with like the utmost respect. It's stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, I'm like, what do you mean she sounds like that? And I'm like, yeah, she probably does it live. She's probably like in the middle of a concert. She's been singing for the last hour, doing choreography, and she probably just gets on the microphone. Yeah, I'll do all those vocal runs. Yeah, I've done like a bunch of shows in a row. Let me just sing that. Like, it's stupid. And again, utmost respect. That's what she sounds like. I'm just the talent aggression of, I'm not gonna sound like that because I'm not gonna put in the work, but dang, I know she can sing. I know she's talented. I've heard part of the song before, and I feel like there's still, I feel like there's still some stuff that I remember coming up. But like, what are we doing though? Everything. We're doing all of it, and she's just throwing it in there. I don't even know what to say anymore. I am focused. You did make me lose my mind. Agreed. I will not forget about you. Wild. Like, just... So light. That note was all over the place. And then she digs into her chest voice there. Did you hear the notes in the back? And the little cry at the end, because she's got like the good closure on her vocal cords, so you could hear like the little cry when she like lets go of the tension there. Like, I'm stressed. I'm stressed by how good this is. You can hear how supported that note is. And then when she lets go of it, there's a little like residue of her like letting her like go of her vocal cords. I'm upset by how good it is. It's so good I've looped back around to being upset. No, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm rarely speechless, okay? I like to talk. My videos are so long because I like to talk about things. What do you mean she did all of those vocals and then hang on. I'm gonna show you how much of an upper range I have. Ma'am, I know. I'm aware. You don't need to ascend into the heavens with your vocals. I get it. How's everyone else doing? I just need a break. I need to take 5. Some of y'all saw this live in concert? How are you still here to tell us about it? I'm sorry, I dissociated there for a second. Fine, what? I feel like I've tapped out. I'm just like, yeah, okay. Whole thing. I mean, she's not wrong. I will come back for more. Despite all of my range of emotions listening to this, I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to everything else that she ever sings. Literally anything, because why wouldn't I listen to her? Also, are we in whistle tone territory? I'm trying to listen to the quality of it, or is it just really up there? Which I feel like I've heard her do something in a whistle note in other songs. What am I thinking of? Is it Bloom that she has it? I have it in my brain. I can hear the melody of it, but like the note that she does. Anyway, not important. Like my brain isn't working properly. I feel like the circuits have been fried so much. Like I love all of the layered vocals in it. And again, there's almost the like specific words or phrases where we have all of the layers coming in. This going again with that staccato kind of step up pattern that she's doing, mirrored by the vocals coming in, doing all the vocal, and she gets into that like higher part of her range, and then she does a vocal run down into part of her lower, like her chest voice, and then she delivers like a really like breathy one. Do you know how difficult it is to support a vocal run when you're using a bunch of air intentionally? I don't even know. Did I say anything productive other than she's so good it's stupid? Like it feels like it shouldn't be real. And I feel like that is, I don't want to be dramatic. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just like a stan of TWICE. She's so good. Like the amount of control and stability and knowledge of her voice, all of the different qualities, like I was saying, like having a breathier tone is way different, and being able to control that than having full closure of your vocal cords, right? That's different, because if you're putting a bunch of breath through your vocal cords, part of them have to be open, right? So they're opened partly. And because of that, having control of that and all of the support that you have of your voice is through the air and like your diaphragm, right? So you're using a bunch of air for that support. You're lessening that kind of, I don't know, cushion at the bottom of your voice to help support that note. Literally the compression of the air in your vocal tract is like how you keep control over your voice and hit the notes properly. So the more air that you put in your voice, the harder it is, in theory, for human beings to have control and support of their voice. And she's putting it in at the end. again, after you've sang a whole song, after you're like in the middle of doing a performance, when your voice is going to be more tired and there's going to be more blood flow to your vocal cords, which means that they swell up a little bit, which means it's more difficult for you to have that light, airy sound. She's going to be able to do it. I need a break. I need to go outside. I need to touch some grass. I need to put myself on timeout because I feel like I could just sit here. I could go through every note that she sang and have a thought about it. And at the same time, I don't know what else to say. Which is real good. Jihyo is so talented, it stresses me out. You know, you probably do. You're fans, okay? Anyone who made it this far into my video. It's not just the performer part of my brain, like the person who has done singing. It's also like the linguist part of me because I spent a bunch of time doing like anatomy classes while at university. And I spent so much time learning about how the like vocal tract works, like to the point where I had to memorize how many muscles are in the human face. Like I spent so much time figuring out how people make speech sounds and like doing lab experiments and stuff. Okay, I need to know how her voice works on a like scientific level. I'm like, how do you do that? And I get that this is a recording, right? This is a recorded version where you're using the best takes, where you're editing it all together. But then my brain's like, she does it live. I know that she does it live because Jihyo has never been afraid of a live mic. I should know how this works. She's so good that it breaks my brain a little bit because I'm just thinking of the sheer amount of mechanics that go in to being able to do that. And the fact that this song didn't just pick a specific mode of her voice, she's doing a little bit of everything. And I think that goes with the narrative, right? Like the whole point of the song is I'm gonna make you lose your mind and you're never gonna forget me. And she's doing everything with this performance and even the addicted to me, right? Of being like, and you're going to come and listen to me again, right? She's getting into my brain where I'm like, I need to know how it all works. I'm gonna listen to the song again. I want to listen to her perform it live. I want to listen to her perform other songs, even though I've heard her voice before, right? This song does such a good job of showing off so much of what she's capable of doing as a vocalist that if this is like your first impression of her, you're definitely going to want to hear more from her. It is definitely going to stick in your brain. Besides that, it's such a nice song. Like I said, it has such a nice kind of dreamy, soft feeling to the production, and it really gives her a bunch of room in the production. I feel like the vocals are so much of the focal point of this, that having that softer, dreamy production that is just cushioning the background of the vocals really lets the vocals have their moment while also just feeling like you're floating through the song. Jihyo really just takes your hand and she's like, all right, we're going on a vocal journey together. It's such a nice song to sink into when I'm not like hyperventilating because what do you mean she sounds like that? I don't know. Did I say anything productive? I hope so, but I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe. It's been next time I post a TWICE reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.